chapter, that is chapter number 4 of English, the rat trap. In the previous video, we have seen chapter number 3, that is about deep water. The writer of that chapter was William Dogwillers. We have seen how he overcame the fear of deep water. That is what we have discussed in the previous video, right? Today we are going to learn a new story, a story of a peddler. Who is a peddler? Peddler means a person who roams from here and there in search of food, in search of money, a kind of a beggar, right? That is known as a peddler. And ultimately he comes to the bottom line by selling a rat trap, and manages his daily own things, right? That is his basic food, right? By selling the rat trap. This is a story of a peddler, how it changes his life. That is what we are going to learn, or we are going to see in this story. There is not a particular kind of message, but a message in short of a kind of humanity that changes human life. That is the message of this chapter, right? Any person in this world, right, requires certain good deeds, certain good acts, right, which changes the nature of human person. That is what all about this chapter is, right? If someone does bad to you, right, what is the human mentality? We would be dealing them with the worst situation. We would be giving the response in the worst situation, right? That is what human nature is. But in this chapter, we are going to learn something different. If someone does something bad to you, in response, be kind. And that changes the nature of that peddler. This is what the story is all about, right? Before we begin, I'll give you a short summary of this chapter. This chapter is quite long, so we'll divide this chapter into 3 topics, right? We'll divide this chapter into 3 topics, right? Topic number 1 that we are going to discuss today, that is phase 1, the half part of the story, then the remaining part in the phase 2, and the remaining part in the phase 3. This is how we are going to learn this chapter, right? So that chapter won't be too long and it won't be too boring, right? And at least you will enjoy what is the real story of this chapter, right? Before we begin, I will tell you a short summary of this chapter. The rat trap. The writer is Selma Lagerlof. Who is the author? We are going to discuss from the textbook. Before that, I'll tell you a short summary. This story is about an old disheartened peddler. Peddler means kind of a beggar, right? Old disheartened, that means he is not at all particular happy, or he is not enjoying his life. That is his life actually. Who is taken in and shown generosity by a young woman, right? Who is taken into the house and shown a kind of generosity, that is a kind nature towards that particular beggar, towards that particular thief or a peddler, who searches or steals the things for his own survival, right? That is what it is. Who is taken in and shown generosity by a young woman. Her generosity and kindness changes his bitter attitude towards the life. The peddler is a man who has fallen upon misfortune and now resorts himself to selling rat traps, begging and theft, etc. So just read the last line. He resorts himself. Resorts means he changes himself from selling rat traps, begging and theft. This is what it is. This is the summary of the rat trap. He changes his attitude towards life. He changes his way of thinking towards life, right? Before we begin with this chapter, I request you the students to write down the short summary, right? Please make a note. We'll be moving with this chapter. Take out your textbook, chapter number 4, The Rat Trap. That is on page number 32. About the author. Now we are going to discuss who is this author. Selma Lagerlof, 1858 to 1940. was a Swedish writer whose stories have been translated into many languages. Right? It was a Swedish writer, right? Selma Lagerlöf. She was a Swedish writer whose stories have been translated into many languages. A universal theme runs through all of them. A universal theme. What is a universal theme? One message. Different stories, different languages, but the message or the end of the story is one. What is the end of the story in this chapter? That is all about kindness. That is all about kindness. That is what the writer is famous for. Right? It shows all about kindness, which changes the attitude of a particular person towards life, towards other humans. That is all about this chapter. Right? A belief that the essential goodness in human being can be awakened through understanding and love. This story is set amidst the mines of Sweden, rich in iron ore, which figure large in the history and legends of that country. Right? It is a story of a rich person whom he interacts or whom he tells in the story. And the peddler gets caught in that particular place. What it is, we are going to look into the story and how he communicates with that rich person, right? And how it changes the life of the peddler, right? Which figures large in the history and legends of that country. The story is told somewhat in a manner of fairy tale. The story is somewhat told in the manner of a fairy tale. What is a fairy tale? Fairy tale means a kind of a story which is not acceptable. Which is not acceptable. This is a kind of a story such like that. Right? Practically in today's world, if someone does something bad to you, can you do good for that person? Practically it is not possible. Right? Our inner self doesn't allow us to do good for that particular person or for his family. But in this story, there are certain things which are not, acceptable. What is happening currently right now, as per today's situation. Right? We cannot believe that, okay, this amount of kindness can be generated. We cannot accept this amount of generosity, this amount of goodness that a particular woman shows to that peddler, in spite of being bad, in spite of being, planning to do a kind of rat trap or planning to a kind of begging or theft. In spite of knowing all these things, this young woman shows a kind of generosity to that peddler. So that is why it is in short form of a fairy tale. Fairy tale means the kind of stories which are only, in the kind of the dreams that we see. That doesn't happen in the part of reality. That is what a fairy tale is. Right? What is this chapter about? We are going to look into this chapter. And before beginning, again I am telling, I am going to divide this chapter into 3 phases. Right? This is part 1. Once upon a time, there was a man who went around selling small rat traps of wire. What is the rat trap actually? Which catches the rats, right? Which catches the rats. You can see the image has been given over here. This is a rat trap. This is a rat trap. You can see the image that is given on the top of the page, right? This is what the rat trap is. Small rat traps of wire. He made them himself at odd moments from the material he got by begging, right? From the material that he got by begging in the stores or in the big farms. But even so, the business was not especially profitable. So he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery, right? He even used to theft. Wherever he finds an opportunity, he used to steal something from whatever place he can. Right? Because just by selling rat traps, he was not able to satisfy even his basic needs. That was not a profitable business. So wherever he got the chance, he begged, and again wherever he got the chance, he made a kind of theft also. Right? He used to steal things from different places wherever he gets the chance, just for his own survival. Right? The business was not especially profitable, so he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery to keep body and soul together. Even so, his clothes were in rags. Rags means toned out clothes, right? Old clothes. His cheeks were sunken. That means his face was not even that much, broad, or we can say his face was very slim. His face was very slim. You can imagine the life of the beggar in the face of those kind of people, right, who are living below the poverty line. You can see the image of their faces, right? It is quite slim. They do not have sufficient, efficiency in their body, right? They are very slim. They do not get the food, and that is what the life of this peddler is also. The face was very slim, and hunger gleamed in his eyes. He was very hungry, right? Every point of time he used to find something, and whatever he find, he used to eat it, right? That was his life. That was his life. You can imagine the life of a beggar, right? How it would be. The same life over here is of a peddler. Right? No one can imagine how sad and monotonous life can appear to such a vagabond who plods along the road. Plods means who walks along the road, right? Beggars do not have one place. They always walk from this area to the other area, from this road to the other road, left to his own meditations. But one day, this man had fallen into a line of thought. One day, this man had fallen into the line of thought. He went to such a place where his life changed. Which really seemed to him entertaining. He had naturally been thinking of his rat traps when suddenly he was struck by the idea that the whole world about him, the whole world with its lands and seas, cities and villages, was nothing but a big rat trap. You can imagine the life of a poor people or a beggar, or who is selling a rat trap, right? At that point of time, once he was going to that area to a different way, right, and when he was making a rat trap, he suddenly thought, right, that the whole world is a rat trap. The whole world is a rat trap. Everyone is busy in some or the other thing. They are being getting attached to certain kind of things and falling into a rat trap. Falling into a rat trap. This is what it is. The life of each and every people. Right? Every people is different. Every people's standard of living is different. So as per their standard of living, they fall into their different rat traps. That is what he was thinking. Rich people go behind money. Average people, go behind fulfilling their basic needs and, maintaining their standards of their society. Again, they fall into the rat trap. Poor people look for their daily necessities. So to fulfill their daily necessities, they again go to fulfill their necessities. So again, they fall into the rat trap. Right? Every people in this world is somehow, falling into a rat trap by attaching to some materialistic things which are not giving pleasure for a long point of time. Right? That is what it is all about, the rat trap. He was thinking all these things while he was making a rat trap. What happens next? See. It had never existed for any other purpose than to set baits for the people. It offered riches and joys, shelter and food, heat and clothing. Exactly as the rat trap offered cheese and pot, as soon as anyone let himself be tempted to touch the bait, that means to that end, it closed it on him, and then everything came to an end. Right? You know how we catch a mouse when it is in our house? We put that rat trap, we put a ball of cheese, or we put a ball of a particular roti inside that particular rat trap, and as soon as the rat goes inside and tries to pull that thing, pull that bait, we are being caught. That is what he is thinking. Each and every human in this world is being caught in some rat traps. Their roads and fields are different, but everyone is being caught in a rat trap. This is the thinking that he gets while he is moving to the other direction. He doesn't know that his life is going to change, on which way that he is going. But he is thinking all these things while he is making a rat trap. While he is making a rat trap. Right? The world had, of course, never been very kind to him. Right? The world has never been kind to him. Right? We know our nature or attitude towards a beggar. Right? And that becomes their basic nature. And the beggars are not respected in India. That is what it is. You know how we respond to them. Right? So you can imagine their mentality level and their thinking level. Right? So they are being never treated on good basis. So it gave him his unwanted joy to think ill of in this way. It became a cherished pastime of his. During many dreary plottings, to think of people he knew who had let themselves be caught in the dangerous snare, and of others who were still circling around the bait. Right? When he used to go from one place to other place, he used to see people and he used to judge the people. That these people are going to fall into rat trap. These people are revolving around the rat trap. These people are already caught in the rat trap. He used to see people and judge the people. You know the life of a beggar, they don't have any kind of responsibility. So when he was roaming from here to there, he used to see different people in the society. And he used to judge them that these people are already fallen in the rat trap. These people are revolving around the rat trap. These people are going towards the rat trap. This is what he was thinking. Right? And that is why he judges the whole world, that the whole world is a rat trap. Somehow one or the other is being caught. Maybe the sources or the ways are different. Right? This is what he thinks. One dark evening, as he was strolling along the road, he caught sight of a little grey cottage by the roadside. One dark evening, as he was strolling, that means moving along the road, he caught sight, that means he saw a little grey cottage by the roadside. And he knocked on the door to ask shelter for the night. Nor was he refused, that means he was not refused. He went in, he was accepted by the owner. Right? So as he knocked the door was open and he was being let in. Right? Who was that person? We are going to see. Instead of the sore faces which ordinarily met him, the owner, who was an old man. Who was the owner? The old man, without wife or child, was happy to get someone to talk to into his loneliness. There was one old man who didn't have a wife or who didn't have any children. Right? He was lonely in the cottage, so he let the peddler enter inside the house, so that he can talk with someone. He can remove his loneliness. So he allowed the peddler to get in. Immediately he put the porridge pot on the fire. Porridge pot, that is a cereal based in a water or milk. Right? Porridge pot. Pot means you know what is a pot. So that is porridge. Porridge means a cereal, a kind of a food that is being bathed in the water, or a kind of a milk, so that some kind of food can be prepared. Right? As he was living in a cottage, so you can imagine the life of an old man. Right? He was not that much rich. So as soon as he allowed the peddler to enter in, he put the porridge pot on the fire. That means he put the pot in which there was a cereal and a milk. Right? So that they can have the food. They can have the food on fire and give him supper. Then he carved off such a big slice from his tobacco roll that it was enough both for the stranger's pipe and his own. Then he took out tobacco, right, and they shared with each other through the pipe, right? That is what they shared. Finally, he got out an old pack of cards. Then he took out cards and played modules. Right? A kind of a game that might be played in their town, right? With his guest until it was bedtime. The old man was just as generous with his confidence as with the porridge and tobacco. Right? The old man was very generous. The guest was informed at once that in his days of prosperity, that means the guest, that means who is the guest? The peddler. He was informed that in that days, during prosperity, that means when the old man was young and during his good times, his host had been a crofter at Ramzo Iron Works and had worked on that land. He was working in a Ramzo iron mill. Right? That was the biggest mill in that town. And when he was quite young, he worked over there for a number of years. And he earned something very good. That is what he shares to the peddler. That when I was young, I was quite strong and I worked in an iron mill, which was the biggest iron mill in that area. Now that he was no longer able to do any labor, it was his cow which supported him. Now he was old, so he cannot go to the iron mill and work. So it was his cow, right, who supported him. Yes, that bossy was extraordinary. Bossy means the old man is talking about the cow, right? That is, the cow is extraordinary. She could give milk for the creamy every day, and last month he had received all of 30 kroner in the payment. The milk that he was getting from the cow, he used to sell in the different villages, right? And that cow, was bossy. That means she was extremely good, right? She used to give a lot of milk through which he could earn a lot of money. And at the end of the month, he earned 30 kronos, or we can say 30 rupees, right, in the payment. The stranger must have seemed incredulous. The stranger was listening. See, the peddler didn't talk anything. He was listening what the old man was saying. He was taking out his inner self. As the old man was alone, right, he didn't have anyone to talk. So he was so frustrated that each and everything of his house that he had, he shared with the peddler. He didn't even knew the peddler who he was. He let him in, they had the food, they played the cards, right? And he talked each and everything, and even he talked about the money. That at the end of the month I got 30 rupees or 30 kronos. Right? And the peddler is listening everything very quietly. The stranger must have seemed incredulous, for the old man got up and went to the window, took down a leather pouch which hung on the nail in the very window frame, and picked out 3 wrinkled 10 kroner bills. This he held up before the eyes of his guest. Now he went to that particular window where the money was kept. Right? Then he held up before the eyes of his guest, nodding knowingly, and then stuffed them back into the pouch. Right? He even showed where he kept 30 rupees. And he had the bill to pay to someone else. That is not mentioned, but he says to the peddler that this 30 kroner, that is what I have earned, I have to pay to someone else. Right? And he puts the money back and put it again on the window. Right? See how frustrated he is, the old man. He is telling each and everything, right? Each and every secret of his house to an unknown person whom he even hardly knows. Right? And then they go to sleep. The next day, both men got up in a good season. That means it was a good morning. The crofter was in a hurry to milk his cow, and the other man probably thought he should not stay in bed when the head of the house has gotten up. Right? The peddler again woke up and he thought that as the owner is woke up, right, he is already working in the house, right? I am a stranger, I am a guest, so I don't have any right to sleep as the owner of the house is working, so I have to get up. Right? They left the cottage at the same time. The crofter locked the door and put the key in his pocket. The man with the rat traps said goodbye and thank you. And thereupon each went on his way. The peddler went on his way and the old man went on his way. Right? But half an hour later, now see there is a twist in the story. But half an hour later, the rat trap peddler stood again before the door. The peddler came back to his house. He was standing at the door. He did not try to get in. However, he only went up to the window. What was in the window? 30 rupees. Smashed a pen stuck in his hand and got hold of the pouch. He broke the window, got the pouch with 30 kronos. Right? Monetary unit of Denmark. Krono means a place which is in Denmark. And what is the currency of Denmark? Kronos. Right? It is a monetary currency of Denmark. He took the money and thrust it into his own pocket. Then he hung the leather pouch very carefully back in its place and went away. He took the money, put the pouch over again on the window and left away. Right? As he walked along with the money in his pocket, he felt quite pleased. He enjoyed. See, I have told you over here. Resort himself to selling rat traps. He was selling rat traps, begging, and whenever he got the chance, he used to steal things from someone else's house. And that is what actually the peddler did. right, he stolen 30 rupees from that old man's house. He felt quite pleased with his smartness, right? He did something very great. He was very happy from inside that I got the success, I stolen something from the house, that is rupees. He realized, of course, that at first he dared not to continue on the public highway. He was getting scared now that if I go on public highway and someone will find and someone will catch me, right, as of my particular looks, and if they, check me, if there is any kind of police that is on the way and they are going to check me, then how did you get this 30 rupees? Right, as I am a beggar, I don't have that much amount of cash in my pocket. So they will doubt me that this guy has stolen something from somewhere. So he refused to go on the highway, right? But must turn off the road into the woods. So he plans to go into the woods. Into the woods means in the jungle. In the jungle, right? During the first hours, this caused him no difficulties. And when he went at the starting phase, it was not a difficult thing for him to pass through that jungle. Later in the day, it became worse. Later, it started to create a problem. He was not able to find a way from the jungle. That means he was lost in the jungle. He was lost in the jungle, right? Later in that day, it became worse, for it was a big and confusing forest which he had forgotten into. He tried to be sure to walk in a definite direction, but the path twisted back and forth so strangely, he walked and walked without coming to the end of the wood. He tried to go from here and there, from there to here, right, but he was actually lost. The woods were so much, woods means the trees were so much big that he was not able to find a way from the forest. Right? That was the problem that he was facing in the forest. All at once, he recalled his thought about the world and the rat trap. Now, own turn had come. Now, its own turn had come. He remembered that, that the whole world is a rat trap at one point of time. If you do something bad to someone else, it is going to turn back and come to you. Right? The whole world is round. If you do something good, the good returns back. If you do something bad, the worst returns back. This is what he thought, right? That as I have stolen the money from that old man's house, now it is my turn. Now it is my turn. Someone else is going to come, right, and take this 30 rupees from me. This is what it is going to happen, right? As he was lost in the jungle, he was thinking all these things. He realized that he had only been walking around the same part of the forest. All at once he recalled his thought about the world and the rat trap. Now his own turn had come. He had let himself be fooled by a bait and he had been caught. The whole forest with its trunks and branches, its thickets and fallen logs closed in upon him like an impenetrable prison from which he could never escape. There were big logs, that means piece of wood, big piece of wood, big trees, right, which did not allow him to come out of the forest. So he was thinking all these things. That as I have stolen the money, someone else is going to come into the forest, kill me and take this 30 rupees from me. Now it is my turn. This is what the peddler is thinking right now. Right? Next. It was late in December. Darkness was already descending. That means darkness was increasing over the forest. This increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. Now he was getting frustrated, he was getting quite angry and he was getting quite confused what to do. He didn't have any option to come out of the forest. Finally he saw a way out and he sank down on the ground. Finally he found a way, right? That he can see from here to there, okay, there is the way, that is the way I have to go. So he went to that place and sat on that ground as he was tired. He tried to death thinking that his last moment had come. But just as he laid his head on the ground, he heard a sound, a hard regular thumping. As he lied on the ground, right, he heard a sound of thumping. Thumping means, iron meal. You know how iron meal is. Iron is always coming from up to down. They are crashing with each other. That kind of thumping sound. What is that iron mill? That old man used to work in that iron mill. He was close to that iron mill. He was close to that iron mill. He was flat on the ground, and when he flattered himself, he rested himself on the ground. He heard the sound of thumping wings. There was no doubt as to what that was. He raised himself. Again he stood up. Those are the hammer strokes from an iron mill. He thought there must be people nearby. He summoned all his strength, got up and staggered into the direction of the sound. He got again the strength back. He was happy. He thought that there might be some people in that iron mill, and again he got all his strength. He stood up and went towards the iron mill, right, in the direction of that sound. And the last paragraph for today. The Ramzo ironwork, which are now closed down, the ironwork that was currently closed down, were not so long ago a large plant with smelter rolling mill. It was a rolling mill where the iron was being rolled and being molded into different shapes and forged. In the summertime, long lines of heavily loaded barges, that means big iron rolls, right, and scows slid down the canal which led a large inland lake. And in the winter time, the road near the mill were black from all the coal dust which shifted down from the big charcoal crates, right? As there was some kind of fire also that was being required in the iron mill, so there was a lot of amount of charcoal that was being burnt, and a lot of amount of coal and other kind of gaseous smell that was coming from that particular place, that was from the iron mill, right? The iron is to be heated, right? So it changes its shape. So that was all being done in that particular iron mill. And that is the place where this peddler moves on, right? What happens next? We are going to discuss the story in part 2, that is phase 2. I hope the story is clear and quite interesting till now, right? What happens to that peddler, how it changes his life, whom he meets in the iron mill, right? Where he goes, what are the sudden changes that happens in his life, we are going to discuss in phase 2 and phase 3 of this particular chapter. I hope this is quite interesting and you enjoyed this video. Please do refer the video twice so that your understanding will increase as well as your communication power also. Right? Again, it's a request, those students who have not written the summary, please make a note of it. Thank you.